Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. I have spent the day with these fine chaps: Aidan Hesselwood, H Pipes; Paul Lucas, Paw Pipes; and Chris Shaw, BJV Pipes. We've been talking about all things pipes, funnily enough. I've even drilled my first freehand thanks to your amazing guidance. Thanks, Aidan. All right. So, I got some questions for you guys, so you could be introduced to the crowd. When did you start pipe making and why?
Me?
Yeah, you, Aidan.
It was about a year ago, maybe just over a year ago. It was start of lockdown, just into lockdown, and I've been wood turning for a long while, and I like the idea of a new challenge, and I come to understand that it's really about the multimedia aspect of pipe making that I really enjoy when you combine different elements together.
Ah, cool.
So it's like wood turning, but way more, way more.
Because you got a workshop, a wood workshop, effectively, I guess, then already.
Yeah.
So you kind of had a lot of the equipment that you needed to get started.
Yeah, like a lot of people started on a wood lathe, which you can do a lot on. You can't do everything on that. So I had a lot of gear, no idea, and then with help from several people, you just get a bit better each time, right? With each pipe, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you come on super fast in a year and a bit. Is that really all it's been?
Yeah. I think it was
It's amazing.
May, April. No, I think it was about May.
Yeah, phenomenal.
So what are we on now? July.
It's crazy. It just seems long because we've been chatting so long.
Yeah.
It just seems like it has been a longer time, but yeah, just a year and a bit. Paul.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So-
much like Aidan, really, it's start of the lockdown, so March 2020. And why did I start? I think it was just I started pipe smoking November 2019. So
you're a new pipe
I
smoker
was
as
new,
well.
I'd never smoked anything before, and people said, "Why have you done that?" I don't know. It's just nostalgia, something like that. But
Did you have any relatives that smoked a pipe?
my dad used to smoke a pipe when we were kids,
Yeah.
but had given that up. Yeah, a long time ago. But I think it was just catching the like a lot of people catching that sort of smell of somebody walking past smoking a pipe and just I've got to try that. And it was several months before I just happened to walk past a shop that had some pipes in the window, went in and bought everything I needed, came out and never looked back. It was just like, wow, why didn't I do this before? But, yeah. But then come lockdown, it was, what am I going to do? Couldn't go to work and didn't have a workshop, but had access to borrow a lathe, so had to go, bought some briar, had to go at that, drilled some holes in it, didn't have a clue, bought some files and would sit outside on a bench whittling all day. Came up with a pipe. I was so pleased with my first pipe, I couldn't believe it. I thought
It's an achievement. It is an achievement.
It was just a turning point in my life, I think. I was just really enjoyed this. The whole, how do you do it, the problem solving, the research that it took, being able to sort of ask people questions on Facebook, get some answers, and it just seemed like a good place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
It was, I felt like I'd found something that had the design sort of aspects to it, the engineering aspects to it, the pleasure of smoking it, just everything really.
All in that one little object. There's a lot of joy, isn't there?
Yeah, I kind of viewed them as tiny little sculptures to start with, and thought, this sort of appeals to my, just. And it was a way of just sitting down, doing nothing, but feeling you're doing something, a good excuse to sit down for an hour and say, I'm busy smoking my pipe.
Absolutely.
So that was, drew me into it, and it's what I did every day through lockdown, and I've done it every day since.
I think the lockdown has given us some great additions to the pipe community.
Definitely.
Now, Chris, you were pipe making. I see you kind of in two different phases. Did you stop for a bit and then come back?
I did,
So when did you start originally?
Yeah, so I'm like a veteran now to these guys.
You are.
2015, I came from cigars to pipes because we used to have little meetups with cigars, and a few lads smoked pipes. So I got a corn cob, tried it, and thought, yeah, it's good this. Aromatics, the old Hobbit Swede, cherry aromatic.
Fair dues.
Yeah, and so I was smoking them, and then cause when I left school I was a joiner, stroke carpenter, so I've always been like a bit hands-on with wood. I'm looking at this pipe thinking, I think I could make one of these, yeah, I thought so. So I had a quick look on YouTube, and there wasn't as much content as there is today, but there were a few videos on there, basic, and so I needed a lathe, looked on eBay, found someone not too far away selling an old Myford ML8, and I went and picked it up, and I got some offcuts of 3x2 softwood and literally chucked them up and drilled the chambers in the met and just kind of shaped them, and it looked like a pipe. And I'm like, surely if I can just do that off the cuff, kind of, with not much, I can pursue this a little bit.
It's a doable project.
But obviously try to get brighter, I had no idea. So I reached out to UK PTC, and Chris Asquith stood up and sent me some briar blocks over.
Good old Chris.
Yeah. And it went from there really. Just started making them for lads on cigar groups and that. They wanted them. And like Aidan said, every pipe you just get a little bit better. And then, like you said, I did have a break. Sort of like, I think I just stopped smoking pipe a bit more and kind of stopped making pipes because I was getting out of the scene. And then, unlike these guys that started up during lockdown, I was doing nothing during lockdown apart from sunbathing. And there were a lad in Finland who had 5 pipes off me, and he just kept pestering me to get back at it. He was a leather worker, and he says, you need to get back at it. And that spark was starting to come back. I was like, yeah, and thoughts are running through my head thinking, what could I make? And then one day I just thought, can I still do it? And it just came straight back. You don't forget. You might forget the sequences and think, oh, I should have done that, but it came back pretty quick. So here we are, back at it.
Yeah, I know, man.
So,
Been doing it all day. All right, let's reverse it.
Right.
How would you describe your style, if you can? Is it poker?
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say I'm traditional by any means. I like a little bit of colour, a little bit of. Every pipe's got to look like something you wouldn't buy off the shelf. Whether that's just an accent on the stem or on the shank or a different colour scheme. Just something that, you can go out and buy a factory pipe and get that shape if that's what you want, but try to get something a little bit more bespoke to the customer, and I tend to attract the clientele that like that splash of colour on my pipes. But yeah, pokers, sitters, all them kind of workhorse shapes.
But they're easy to customise.
Yeah. They can take a lot of colour like a poker.
Yeah.
You're not trying to turn something traditional into something totally different. They're very accessible, I think, for very customisation.
So would you say that you had a main influence?
Yeah, well, we were talking earlier and I couldn't think of anyone, but thinking now, yeah, they were like Joe Case at the time.
Joe Case,
We're doing a lot of pokers.
Yeah.
And hate to swear, kids, but Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
We're doing the old big pokers.
He is. Yes.
So these were all kind of not traditional looking pipes, and coming from like the cigar group, where you've got this big old pipe cigar in you, mouth. You know, these pipes sort of like sat well, they were like cool looking. And then from there, I kind of went on to Tom Eltang, a little bit more refined type pokers. And I still love it. Most of my pipes are sitters or pokers, because they're just like a pipe that you can just plonk down when you're doing something. You know, you're not looking for a stand, whatever.
Yeah,
And,
so they got that kind of like pick up and put down functionality.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Paul, what was the question? I've forgotten the question.
Something
How would you
about-
describe your style?
Something about style. Yeah,
Something.
I don't know. I really don't know if I've got a style, but a bit like Chris, I think I was just looking for something that was a little bit different, and I wanted something that was quite small and very light, because all the pipes that I bought in my naivety were pretty big and heavy. I just looked at the shape, I didn't really look at dimensions, and I thought, oh, I need something, I just want to go walking in the woods with something easy to pocket. So, and the first bits of briar I bought, I didn't know what I was looking for, and they turned up and they were tiny, so all the first pipes I ended up making were tiny.
Your hand was forced.
They were.
But you made those kinds. I seem to. Did you call them woodsman pipes? What would you call
The
them?
hanging woodsman.
Hanging
yeah,
woodsman.
that was.
So there was like, their sort of functionality of lunting was kind of like built into them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what that's what really sticks in my mind about
Right.
those. It's like this was a pipe that had a purpose.
It was, yeah, I designed it for that purpose. How can I make a tiny little pipe? It doesn't matter if you drop it, or, you know, you can clench it, but it feels like nothing. So I wanted a very lightweight pipe. I wanted it to be a bent shank. I didn't know how to drill or make a bent pipe, so I decided to drill some resin or ebonite, heat it up, and make the shank with that. So that
Which was a
sort
pretty
of
creative
became.
solution.
It was. What do they say? It's sort of like necessity is the mother of invention or something. And so it was. I knew what I wanted. I didn't really know how to make it, and just come up with this solution. But like Chris, I like a little bit of colour as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose you might recognise my pipes because they've always got coloured bands on them and different coloured stems and things like that. So,
Yeah. It's fair to
Yeah.
say that you like to embellish.
but, it was like Dirk Heinemann. I used to look at his work quite a lot when I first started. I just liked the kind of the individualness of them. You know, like everything was different. So although his were freehand and I drill first and shape after, because that's what I learned from YouTube. So.
Same here.
And hopefully we'll have a go at freehand drilling now that Aidan's given us
Yeah, he's given us a start, ain't
some lessons today.
he? So, Aidan, how would you describe your style?
Changing.
Changing.
Yeah.
That's not very helpful.
Well,
What is it today?
I think no, it's kind of like evolving, and that's out of necessity because, as you guys know, the last couple of months I've been a sander down, which has not been very helpful. So I haven't been able to square up blocks very well to turn on the lathe. And I thought, well, now I've got a metal lathe, I'm going to try freehand pipe making. You know, the traditional freehand where you shape first and drill second. So numerous blunders. I kind of finally figured out a few of the things that were critical, you know, and there's been some really good info out there, you know, like Jay Allen Pipes, his videos on YouTube were just instrumental in helping you along that kind of process. Like the first 60 pipes I made, like English, you know, loads of like Canadians, Billiers, Lavats, all that. Is that how you pronounce it?
Love it.
Lovets. Everybody says
That's
it.
how I say it.
Yeah, I mean, I made so many Lovets. Well, not so many, not compared to some people, obviously, but and then yeah, black ebonite, you know, and they were all really traditional, and then got into a bit of silver and stuff. But then I don't know, you kind of you get forced into a corner, and you think, okay, well, I'm not going to do freehands in the kind of English style because that would defeat the point of what you can do with freehand shaping. And so, you know, I've done fewer than 10 so far, but it's been emancipatory.
I was going to say,
Frees you up, you know.
just the fact of not having that metal lathe do what you wanted, and you sort of turning the corner from doing the. I mean, I really enjoyed your sort of refined English shapes, but then now diving into the sort of like Danish style freehands, it's really cool. So yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see where you go with it.
Yeah, it will. Because I mean, I need a sander because some shapes you can only really turn, right? Like bulldogs and stuff. You know, to do that reliably, you need to turn those, and there's some of my kind of favourites still, the old classic styles. But you know, there are some guys out there where their shaping is just phenomenally good, and their pipes are so different. And I've always, for years and years, just looked at Yeti pipes and just been like, oh, just, you know, what he achieves, colour, you know, everything. It's just phenomenal. And, you know, his mix of media as well, you know, his metal work and things like that, they're just phenomenal. I like the North American style quite a bit.
I was going to ask you what your influences were.
Yeah.
Have you been listing them already?
Dropping them in there, kind of. But like Chris said, Tom Eltang is just, you know, what he's able to accomplish is just phenomenal, you know. And it's like his really, really extravagant pieces, like the calabashes with mammoth cups and you know, things like that are just utterly spectacular. I think he is one of, you know, he's a living legend, I think, in my book.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
All right, last one to fire off. Quick one. Favourite shape? Billiard.
Strawberry.
Strawberry, nice.
Poker.
Poker. Awesome. All right. I think I've grilled you guys enough. Okay. Thanks for viewing these guys. They're super humble. They're really great craftsmen. I hope you've enjoyed hearing them talk about the craft. Till next time, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.